I'm not teaching, I'm publicly learning, but hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK test, part 8, the Angelo Saxons, while doing shoulder and pendulum training. Participating in the exercises is at your own risk, and I'm using this just under fair use for educational purposes. So, the Anglo-Saxons. The Roman army left Britain in Anno Domini 410. So, under Emperor Claudius in 43 Anno Domini, the Romans had come and occupied the most part of Britain, but not Scotland, where they built the Hadrian Wall. Emperor Hadrian built the Hadrian Wall to keep the Picts out. The Picts, who are the ancestors of the Scottish people. So in 410 they left. So in 43 they went in, and in 410 they left. And in the 3rd and 4th century, the first Christian communities began to appear in Britain. The Roman army left Britain in Anno Domini 410 to defend other parts of the Roman Empire and never returned. So the Romans left in 410 because they needed the troops, so the military troops, to defend other parts of the big Roman Empire, and they never returned. Britain was again invaded by tribes from northern Europe, the Jutes, the Angles, and the Saxons. We're going to do it after we have done the first exercise. Just shoulder circles. We're going back with shoulders, up, in front, and down. And now backwards, front, up, back, and down. And now, same exercise but more advanced. We're having long arms and the hands formed to fists. And we're going as far as we can back with the shoulders. Now we're trying to go further back with the shoulders. We're lifting the shoulders up. Try to lift the shoulders high up while you move them in front. Try to bring the shoulders further in front while you bring them down. Try to bring the shoulders further down while you bring them back. Try to bring the shoulders further back while you lift them up. Try to lift them higher while you bring them in front. And now, the other way around. Try to bring the shoulders higher up while you bring them back. Try to come further down while you bring them. Now try to bring them further down while you bring them in front. Try to bring them further in front while you lift them up. And last round, try to bring them higher up while you bring them back. And try to bring them further back while you bring them down. In 43 the Romans went in under Emperor Claudius, and in 410 they left and never returned because they had to defend other parts of their Roman Empire. Britain was again invaded from northern Europe, and that was by the Jutes, the Angles, and the Saxons. So the Jutes, the Angles, and the Saxons. The language they spoke are the basis of modern English. So we had here already the people during the Iron Age, so 3,000 years ago in Britain, were speaking Celtic. And similar languages were spoken across Europe, and related languages are still spoken today in parts of Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. So 3,000 years ago, the people in Britain were speaking Celtic, and the people in Europe were speaking similar languages to Celtic. And today, in parts of Wales, Scotland, and Ireland, the people are speaking related languages to Celtic. Now, the language was, and now the modern day English is based on the language which the Jutes, the Angles, and the Saxons spoke, who invaded Britain after the Romans had left in 410. The next exercise. Now we're doing this exercise. The legs wide apart, we're going a bit into the knees, inch forward with a straight back, let the arms hang, and pinch the scapulas together. And with effort. Now make fists, and bring the arms up, and still pinch the scapulas together. And let's do it down. And the second time. Bring the scapulas together with effort. Now make fists. Bring the arms up. Pinch the scapulars together. And now release. And the second exercise, which is similar. Legs wide apart, weight to the knees, hinge forward with a round back this time. The arms are hanging with two shielded turtle training in chances. The arms hanging, round back, and we bring the arms to the inside. We bring the arms high up and together. We are lifting up and we're bringing the shoulders down and together. The arms high up and together, the shoulders down and together. And that with effort. Arms high up and together, shoulders down and together. Now release. And the second and last. End of the knees, hinge forward, round back, the arms hang, the arms to the inside. High up with the arms and together. We're lifting up, shoulders down and together. Arms high up, together, shoulders down and together. And release it. So modern day English is based on the language which we use the Angles and the Saxons were speaking, which invaded Britain after the Romans had left at 410. The Romans had come in 43. They, under Emperor Claudius, they had it also tried in 55 before Christ under Julius Caesar. And the people were speaking Celtic in Britain during the Stone Age. During the Iron Age. First was the Stone Age, then the Bronze Age, and then the Iron Age. And the people in Wales, Scotland, and Ireland are still talking, in some parts, related languages to Celtic. Battles were fought against these invaders, so the Jutes, the Angles, and the Saxons, by about 600 after Domini. So that would be 190 years after the Romans had left. So by about 600 after Domini, battles were fought against the Jutes, Angles, and Saxons. Anglo-Saxon, now one word together, so we're on page 13 and 14. Anglo-Saxon kingdoms were established in Britain. No, differently. Battles were fought against them, and by 600 kingdoms were established. So battles were fought prior to 600. So battles were fought against the Jutes, against the Jutes, the Angles, and the Saxons. But by 600, the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms were established in Britain. So it's plural. Anglo-Saxon kingdoms, 600 in Britain. These kingdoms were mainly in what is now England. So they were mainly established, these kingdoms, by these Anglo-Saxon kingdoms in this green part of England. That part is Great Britain. That part completely is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. That Republic of Ireland is its own state. That is just England. That is Great Britain. That is Great Britain and Northern Ireland. That all is Britain with Northern Ireland. Ireland is not part of Britain. And the Crown dependencies are the British Isles. The Crown dependencies are the Channel Islands and the Isle of Man. And the British overseas territories are, for example, St. Helena and Falkland Island. Next exercise. Now we're bringing the arms up. And we're just concentrating on the scapulars. The scapulars are opening perfectly up and making room for the humerus to come up. And again, just concentrate on the scapulars. And the last one. If that exercise hurts or any other exercise, we don't do it. Next exercise, we're going to lift it. Long arms, straight arms, fists with the hands, and we are turning these arms to the inside, bringing the shoulders together, down, and we're opening a bit, we're pinching the scapulars together. So the arms to the inside, scapulars down and together, and open the chest a little bit to the sky. Now turn the arms to the outside, but the scapulars are still down and together. And that exercise also not effort. And switch one more time. The arms to the inside, and down and together. With the scapulars. So the arms to the inside, scapulars down and together. And switch the arms to the outside, scapulars down and together. And the similar exercise, the arms to the outside, the fists a bit in front. And we bring the arms in front and the scapulars down and together. And the arms to the outside. And the scapulars up and in front. And switch the arms in front, scapulars down and together. Switch one more time. Last time, the arms back, scapulars up and in front. And back to, we will not make it in one part, so the Anglo-Saxons will be split. So it is not part one, we need at least a second part. So in 600 Anglo-Saxon kingdoms were established in Britain and mainly in the part of what is now England. So here said that this was mainly in what is now England. So if I had spoken here of Emperor Hadrian built a wall in the north of England to keep out the Picts, they are not saying if it is now England or then England. Now I know that the Hadrian's wall is pretty exactly here at the border between Scotland and England. So I guess they mean they're also nowadays England. And I wanted to repeat that part. There are, for example, the two forts which still exist along the Hadrian's Wall. Housestead's End, Vindola, and the Hadrian's Wall is part of the UNESCO World Heritage. So, the burial place of one of the kings, of the kings of the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms which were established after the people of Britannia had fought against them in 600. So in 600 they were established. By about 600. So the burial place of one of the kings was at Sutton Hoo in modern Suffolk. This king was buried with treasure and armor, all placed in a ship which was then covered by a mound of earth. Parts of the west of Britain, let's do it in a moment, just these two sentences. We have just 2 minutes left, so we're just ending. Now we can do the exercises. Exercises for shrug, we're bringing the arms up. And we're shrugging the shoulders up. And releasing it all again. Bringing the arms up. And we're shrugging the shoulders up. And releasing it all again. And last time, the arms up. Shrugging the shoulders up. And again down. Not particularly intelligent to say it now, but as I said, if any exercise hurts, then don't do it. If this exercise hurts, then don't do it. The next exercise, it is the pretzel curl. Just the arms together and to the outside and just concentrate what the scapulars are doing. And the last time. Close and we're done with the pretzel curl. And there's some dial exercise. You can also use a tennis ball or something to the outside. Let it fall. Try to catch it again. And try to have a straight arm. The other side. And just a bit stretching. The arm in front, stretching the arm, let shoulder stays back. And the other side. And now we're having 1 minute left for the first part of the Anglo-Saxons. So, one of the kings of these Anglo-Saxons has a burial place in Sutton Hoo in Suffolk. And the king was buried with treasure and armor, so armor means with what is necessary for war, with defense, spears and blades and something out of metal, I guess, or iron, because it's the Iron Age. No, it's not anymore, it's 600 already. I don't know what age it is. But armor. All placed in a ship which was then covered by a mound of earth. So one of his kings at Sutton Hoo in Suffolk was buried inside of a ship, so a wooden ship. Therein was he with treasures and in full armor, and it was then covered with earth. I don't have time left, but there's the Anglo-Saxons part 2, and I thank you very much, and until next time.